All right, everybody, and welcome to another edition of After Hours with Jon Francois. I'm your host, Jon Francois. You are listening to 90.1 FM WECS. We are broadcasting from Eastern Connecticut State University in Willimantic, Connecticut. Wow, the lighting on my recorder is very weird. If you look at it, it looks very caramelish, like I'm in some kind of a caramel doodah fantasy. So, for those of you who know me, I also have caramel skin. So caramel skin mixed with caramel fantasy. Oh, I think you know what that means. Oh. All right, seriously, I have to stop it with the pervertedness. I promised myself to tone it down. But yes, we have a great show for you tonight. Namely, we have a special interview with one guy named Hawk T. Poet. He is a poet, as the name describes. He actually is here. I feel bad because I'm making him like wait out in the cold somewhere in his car for about 30 minutes. We'll have him on around 11:30. He'll talk about his poetry career and such. So thanks, Hawk, for really letting me be the douchebag that I am. So yay! But yes, I want to open the show with just something that I got from a good friend of mine, Brandon Berlin. And this is like the fourth or fifth time that he's told me this. He comes, it seems like every few months, he comes and tells me that there are these certain group of people that tune into my show and just they're not liking what I'm doing. They disapprove of what I'm doing. They hate what I'm doing, and yet they still tune in every week. And also, they believe that I break the rules on the air, which is mostly true. I mean, I can be guilty of that. But I guess the main thing that confuses me is the fact that people don't like what they're listening to, but yet they're like still there. They're kind of acting like fake Falls fans, two-faced people. Yeah. But no, I mean, I have the highest respect and admiration for anybody who tunes into the show. And a matter of fact, I'd like to shout out to them now. I hear some certain Eastern late night faculty tune in. Some professor, I don't know what his name is, but even if I did, I'm not going to shout him out for his private reasons. Some professor apparently who is able to tune into me when I used to be on Sunday night, and now can tune into me when I'm on Wednesday night. So it seems like I have some number one fan who could be like 50 or 60 something years old. I don't know, but yeah, I mean it's weird because Brandon keeps on telling me about these people and about like how they would like to see some kind of call-in show where we talk about current events, the election, Mitt Romney, yada yada yada. And what's going through my head as he's saying this is, wow, if people are actually paying attention to this show, then they would know that I do get into some current events. I'm sure it may not be the whole show because, guaranteed I would like to mix this show up as much as possible, give it as much variety and flavor as possible. But yes, I mean, nonetheless, I get into current events, usually like in the first 20 or 30 minutes of the show. And I think, I spent some worthwhile time on it, especially given the fact that people don't call in and say, what they like to talk about or how their opinion is with current events. People are more than welcome to call in, actually. I say the number what seems like a billion thousand times on the air each week, 860-456-2164. So yeah, I mean, any of those late night faculty, any of the professors who are tuning in right now, if you have an opinion on something, or if you just want to criticize me on my show, which I'm totally open to taking, because really, I'm slowly building a thick skin as to how I conduct this show and what your opinion of it is. Yeah, just call in 860-456-2164. Or if you want to discuss this in a private matter, hey, you know what? Let's do that. Send me an email, francoisj@myeasternct.edu. Once again, that's francoisj@myeasternct.edu, and we'll get this solved. Honestly, I'm not the type that gets into an argument. Brandon tells me that these people are afraid of speaking to me because they think, they don't want to get into an argument. They don't want to get involved with the station managers that might possibly kick me off the air. Look, I am as soft as a butterfly when it comes to taking constructive criticism. Sure, it may hurt me a little bit, but I won't scream at you. I won't have big capital letters on the email to symbolize my screaming online when I'm sending you the email. No, I mean, I will say, okay, I understand, and if I have something that I disagree, with as far as what you're saying, then I will respectfully say it in the most polite manner. So the stuff that people seem to disapprove of, not shockingly, is the stuff that I seem to be really going over the line with. Stuff like sex, alcohol, brand advertising. I think I went over that stuff last week when we had some guests here, and I look, a lot of that stuff, it's unintentional. It really is unintentional. It's not like I come in at the top of the show and say, hey, let's think of 100 different ways where I can get myself kicked off and offend a lot of people. Like, I don't do that. No. When I have conversations with myself, which I do often, and when I have conversations with guests, it tends to go somewhere where, maybe people approve of or disapprove of. The thing you have to realize is that radio is a spontaneous industry. You know what I mean? It's live all the time, meaning that you have to think of stuff on the fly, or else you're just going to end up with a lot of awkward silence. And God knows we don't want that, because if you have awkward silence, people will tune out. So in a way, I'm glad that the people who hate me are tuning in. So I just hope you understand the position that I'm in. You know what I mean? Like, if someone comes here and says, "Oh my God, my boyfriend was killed by a cow on the East River," then the conversation will naturally go there. It will naturally go to, "Hey, how long have you and your boyfriend been killed by the cow? Hey, how long have you and your boyfriend been intimate? Hey," and you know what? I may ask a question like, "Oh, is the sex life good? Is it great?" I mean, I'm not going to be like Howard Stern when where I get all the intimate, porny details. No, I'm not going to be like that. I mean, I'm going to be my respectable Jon Francois fashion, where I just, I give little hinty, cliffhangery general questions without tiptoeing over the line. I know my limits, people. I really, really do. As far as brand advertising, I know that one guest last week, we were just joking around about how Camel cigarettes were better than Marlboros or Newports. Honestly, I was joking. I don't smoke. I disapprove of smoking. I think it kills you. But nonetheless, I don't think it's a harmful thing to joke around about, hey, these cigarettes are better than that cigarettes. Because I think the whole point of the joke was no matter what brand of cigarettes you're buying, cigarettes are still going to kill you. So you take your pick there as far as what I'm doing to potentially plague the morality of radio. I'm not speaking as someone who's pissed off right now. I'm just saying it just interests me how I'm getting all this flack for stuff that really I'm not really intending to do. If I mention sex or alcohol or whatever, it's only in the most friendliest professional fashion, as possible. And honestly, if I do offend anybody, if anybody wants to critique me, once again, call into the show, send me an email, and I will listen to you. And trust me, I will do my best to tone it down, because I love this show. I do. It's one of my very fond hobbies, and I would like to continue doing it for as long as possible. Call me, 860-456-2164. That's 860-456-2164, or send me an email at francoisj@my.easternct.edu. Again, for all those faculty, that's francoisj@my.easternct.edu. Say anything you want, and I will listen to you, and I will respond most faithfully and in a polite, calm tone, where we can have some kind of just a down-to-earth conversation. Because I don't want to get in trouble, and worst of all, I don't want you to snitch me out. Also, once again, if you don't like what you're hearing, you can feel free to tune into something else. Not saying that I'm going to, be the devil or the bedazzlement of filth. If you're not tuning in, I'm just saying that, I like to mix things up. I like to have guests who come on here about normal things that college kids talk about, such as sex, alcohol, drugs, whatever. I mean, it amazes me sometimes how, the whole thing about following the rules, not even mentioning the words sex or drugs or alcohol, it makes it seem like, oh, college kids go nowhere near that. College kids are the embodiment of purity. They're all just Christians who have, long jean skirts and just, don't even show their cleavage at all. Did I even say that word right? No, I did not. Cleavage. And that's better than saying the other word that I said last week. So come on, you got to give me props for, going a step up the morality ladder there. yeah, I mean, we can't just pretend that this stuff doesn't happen. Okay, so if the conversation casually gets into, oh, people drink here, or people, need to have safe sex here, or don't have as much safe sex as they would like. I mean, if the conversation casually goes into that, it's not because I'm trying to be a shock jock. It's just because that's what happens with college kids. It's just it's there. You know what I mean? A wrong way to do it would be like, oh my God, 18, 19-year-old people, drink yourself to death. That would be a bad way to present myself on the air. An acceptable way would be, hey, okay, what's your opinion on people who drink underage? I mean, that's an acceptable thing. So if I get into that, I hope that I'm not stepping over any line, or being mistaken for, oh my God, you're encouraging underage drinking, and before you know it, there's going to be thousands of 18 and 19-year-olds all over the Willimantic area who are going to drink themselves to death. I mean, no, that's not my point. That's not my intention. So all in all, to the people who are tuning in and who disapprove and don't like what they're hearing, here's what I'm going to say to you. If you are very concerned about me breaking the rules, and you really want me to follow the structure, the organized format of traditional radio, if you really have some concerns, some criticisms that you have to put out there, call in. All right, 860-456-2164 or Francois J at myeasternct.edu. I'd love to hear from you, and we'll have just a great, thought-provoking conversation about this. I'll accept that. However, it doesn't make sense if you're just like, oh, I don't like what you're doing, but yet I still tune in. Because if you don't like it, then tune into something else. That's all I can say to you. Is that all I have to say? Pretty much. Pretty much. Now, if you said, "Oh, I like your show, but I mean, you have to watch out. Don't break the rules," that's understandable. Like, I get it. But to say that you hate my show, or you just disapprove of what I'm doing and I'm breaking the rules, but yet you're still tuning in, it's like, oh my God, are you really that bored late at night working wherever you are? And I'm saying that in the most friendliest, smiley way. I mean, you don't see it because I'm on the radio, but like I'm all smiles. I'm the guy next door. I'm Barney the dinosaur. Hey kids. That's just me. So yeah, let's just have a civil discussion about this, and who knows? I could be turned into a Jehovah's Witness as a result of this conversation. Isn't that what you want, Eastern faculty? But yeah, look, hey, all respect to you guys. Love that you're tuning in. Let's just have a civil discussion. It's just weird how these invisible people are saying, I don't like what you're doing. I don't like what you're doing. Well, just tell me, and we'll have a conversation about it. All right, that's all I can say. All right, okay. So great show tonight. Let's get into a quick song, and then we'll come right back with the Facebook question of the week. We'll come back with the Facebook question of the week, really quick, and then I have to let Hawk T Poet write in, because he's probably freezing in the windy cold out there. I think it's like 40 or 50 degrees outside. It's weird because, I think the first day of October, it was like 60 or 70 degrees. We had that warm spring weather, as if October never really existed at all. And then all of a sudden, we just have this cold whooshing in like a dress going up somebody's head. So, I don't know. Are people coming in? That'd be creepy if people are coming in late at night. So yeah, cold outside, gotta let Hawk T Poet in. So let's play a quick song. We'll come right back with the Facebook question of the week. Stay tuned, guys. It's After Hours. I'm gonna do a really short song, though. Let's do Do You Love Me by the Contours. Yes, I know it's like from 1960-something or 1950-something, but nonetheless, a revered classic in the world of music. So we'll do that, and we'll come back.